Welcome back to another 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. We had our May month of service running with guests for the most part. That was fun. Today we get back to me riding solo, and today's topic has been festering for a long time. And obviously recently I see an explosion across the industry in the discussion. So today's show is titled, Dude, Where's My Car? So the OEM thinks they can go direct to consumer. Oh, shit. You can barely manufacture cars, okay? And so let's talk about the overarching scope of this whole thing. So all the brands, the big ones, the smart ones, the Fords, the GMs, you guys, the Volkswagens even, you guys are going to do this whole thing where you're going to start electric brands, which, by the way, are we really sold that this is the ultimate future of all of our technology? Sounds like there's a shortage to make the actual technology and an ongoing shortage. It doesn't seem like it can be fixed. What do we know about disposal of the fucking batteries of cars? You got to go through like your firstborn to give it up, to go donate 10 AA batteries. We're going to get rid of entire cars? The energy it takes to actually fill these cars with their electricity, where's the power grid for that? So again, I'm not going to go through, this show is not about how I think EVs are a complete waste of fucking time. That's not what this is. Today's show is about how manufacturers believe it's the electrified future. And so because of it, you're going to break out brands, Volkswagen with Scout, looks like General Motors is planning on doing it with Buick/Hummer. Ford is going to do it with whatever stupid name they come up with. To do it for their deal. You're going to separate these out. You're going to take advantage of the opportunity to try and absolutely screw your dealers. The people who've helped you for 100 years get where you are. The first chance you have to turn your back on them, you're going to do it because you believe you can go direct to consumer. Well, look at Tesla. That's all I ever hear. Well, I'll give you my 2 cents on Tesla. First of all, if they would have included dealers, their brand adoption and growth would have been major. Elon Musk would be even more rich if he didn't have such a hard-on for car dealers. That's a reality, okay? He wasted billions going around it. And yeah, sure, now he's done it. Now it makes money. Wasted a ton to get there. Could have made more, been more profitable, been number one faster, okay? All right. So everyone wants to be Tesla. You all want to go direct to consumers. Well, a lot of states have franchise laws that are going to cost a lot of money to unwind that. That's the legal side. How about we talk about the consumer side? Has anyone, a quick Google search, guys, you can see horror stories about the Big Blue Oval's attempt to sell cars online, okay? I've got a couple of horror stories I can tell you right now directly from dealers. How about number 1? Dealer receives a call from a customer that they reached out to Ford based on the new Domino's pizza thing Ford does to show you where your car is, and it says the car's in transit. The representative of Ford tells the customer, yeah, sorry, that's not our problem anymore. That's the dealer's, and more than likely, they've sold it out from underneath you. Oh, well, thank you so much, manufacturer. This was great. Wonderful. How about getting the wrong car? How about it going to the wrong dealership? How about it being an absolute horror show of the car you ordered versus the car that showed up? And who do you think is left to clean up all these messes every single time? The dealer. That's right. If you didn't guess that at home, that's the correct answer because it's always the correct answer because the OEM is a wholesaler, not a retailer. And I find it amazing that mass auto producers, such as all of the big names I've already mentioned, are all of a sudden going to be boutique made-to-order producers, and somehow it's going to be better. Well, how are they going to do that? Well, I'll tell you, American consumer, they're going to do it on your back. A couple of things you may have not noticed about our friends, the manufacturers here recently. Number 1, the game you're dealing with right now of the higher prices and the feeling of inflation/recession SAR numbers is because the manufacturers, which it sounds like have all come together and basically colluded to make this chip thing a longer issue than it is. This is all part of them inflating and artificially creating a market so that they themselves can change their business model. And again, American consumer, I'm going to tell you, they're going to do this on your back. You may have not seen this, but over the last 12 months, manufacturers have come out and they've criticized car dealers for charging over MSRP, which on record, I don't believe we should be doing. However, these same manufacturers who went out and complained about this shit about their dealers, went public, made all these complaints, oh, the harsh realities, what we're going to make you do. Yeah? How about the fact that you upped your MSRPs $8,000 to $12,000 across the board? So come with me on the math, people. $50,000 truck. OEM decides to mark it up $10,000 to the dealer. Okay? Which, by the way, American consumer, that's to you first. So now the truck is $60,000. Okay? Used to offer up to $10,000 in rebates because they're mass auto manufacturers with cars sitting on the lot to incentivize the sale of a car. Okay? So that's that. So now it's a $68,000 truck. So yeah, maybe the dealer does mark it up and now it's 70. It was 50. This is on the OEM. They have created this entire game that they're playing. Now you have manufacturers who are going to start going to a days on lot metric to talk about allocation. Oh, this is rich. This is hilarious. How dare you people go to your dealers and tell them that they have to sell cars at a certain number of days on lot? How do you think we started having birthday celebrations for cars? Because manufacturers jammed them down the throats of dealers with the wrong equipment that no one wants, but how would they know? Because they actually don't care. So now I'm hearing about how, oh no, they're gonna make it to order. It's gonna be great for everyone. No inventory on the lot. Bullshit. Bullshit. The second the American consumer stops spending money on cars and there's no more orders coming in, you mean to tell me that all these big manufacturers, their plan is to sit, hold, and wait? Right. I don't think so. You're going to flood the lots just like you did after the last recession, just like you get every chance you ever had to fill the lots and make them do what they do. Not to mention trying to break out these used car brands, trying to go 100% online. What a joke. What a joke. I don't care what anyone says. The data proves American consumers still doesn't want to buy a car completely online. It's there. The facts are everywhere. I don't need to be the only one talking about it. Okay? So now we're here. Let's break down this. How about the community? Car dealers in most communities are the biggest taxed item. They're the biggest employer, again, in most small communities. This is what you find. So now all of a sudden, you're going to tell these communities, yeah, sorry, we don't have the ability to help you anymore because we're run by Ford? And I know Europe, other countries have gone to the agency model. Some have already unwound it, if you read closely, okay? Because it's a shit show, all right? And what goes on in other countries, I get it. It'll soon happen here, whatever. North America's heavy in franchises. And yes, I know, all the electric brands, blah, 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 that broke it. Doesn't matter. That was about starting a new one. This is about existing. How about our NADAs of the world? What do you plan to do? What side are you going to choose? I hope it's the side of the dealer, not that of the manufacturer. And manufacturer, let me ask you something. All the begging, pleading, and mandating you've been doing for north of a decade to make these dealers go out and spend millions on new buildings for you. Gigantic mausoleums that you yourselves greenlighted, requested, and subvented. What the fuck do you plan to do now with those buildings? How do you plan to help? If you're going to change the whole model so you get rich, consumer gets screwed, and dealers get phased out, which, by the way, that's no world I want to live in. What now? Really? What now? The conversations are everywhere. I know that everyone has their opinions on things, but I got to tell you, the whole idea of this isn't coming tomorrow. It probably isn't even coming in the next 5 years, honestly, all the way through. Right now, it's a lot of conversation, does a lot of things to piss off a lot of dealers and a lot of advocates like myself who believe that the OEM has a tough enough time manufacturing cars. By the way, y'all can't manufacture cars because you're chip shortage, so now you decide to go out and change the world. You're worried about digital retailing. Is there going to be a CSI for your side of the deal? Do we get to hold you honest and accountable in some way once you do change your business models to better suit you than suit the people who got you here? I don't think so. And lastly, and most importantly, what is the plan with the service department? Last I checked, Tesla struggles like a mother for service departments and actual locations. So what? Now you tell these guys they're just service dealers? What if they tell you pass? What if they're out? I mean, look, I understand that downturns give us the opportunity to get rid of the lower end of whatever it is you're looking at. So it gives you a limit to eliminate the low-hanging fruit and only, use the ones that succeed. Fine. We're already seeing mass consolidation, but the more all the manufacturers talk about the shortage, talk about stopping production, the more it feels like collusion of an industry. And I'm not even a conspiratorial guy. But what I am is someone passionate about what's going on right now. And it's some serious bullshit with some ridiculous fodder from OEMs. So tell me, people, what's going to happen in the next 5 years? Are we going to see the removal of the car dealer where the OEM steps in? The same people who now are telling you that you're going to get a $70,000 truck without a sunroof and you're expected to sell it in 12 days? But what they don't know, because what the fuck do they know about retail sales, is no one wants a $70,000 truck without a sunroof. So you're taking advantage at every chance you get. And OEMs, it's sad, pathetic, and should make most people as enraged as I am. So I hope that this was fun for everyone. It certainly is something that's been brewing in me. I needed to get it out there. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And share your thoughts. Let me know more. Thank you guys so much. Go out and have yourselves a wonderful week.